Sunlight Zone. The Sunlight Zone, or Ecological Zone, extends from the ocean surface down to 200 meters deep. This is where 90% of all marine life exists because sunlight can penetrate these waters, enabling photosynthesis. The temperature ranges from 20 degrees Celsius at the surface to about 4 degrees Celsius at the bottom of this zone. Here you'll find most fish species humans recognize: tuna, sharks, dolphins, sea turtles, and countless smaller fish. Phytoplankton flourish in these waters, forming the base of the ocean's food chain. These microscopic plants produce over half of Earth's oxygen while absorbing massive amounts of carbon dioxide. The Sunlight Zone experiences the most dramatic changes. Surface waters warm and cool with seasons. Storms create massive waves, and human activity impacts this layer more than any other ocean zone. Twilight Zone. Between 200 and 1,000 meters deep lies the Twilight Zone, or Mesopelagic Zone. Sunlight fades rapidly here, creating a perpetual dim twilight where only blue light penetrates. Temperatures drop consistently, hovering around 4 degrees Celsius throughout this zone. This zone hosts the largest migration on Earth. Every night, billions of creatures rise from the Twilight Zone to feed in surface waters, then return to the depths before dawn. This daily vertical migration involves more biomass than any other animal movement on the planet. Bioluminescence becomes crucial for survival here. Over 80% of animals in the Twilight Zone produce their own light through chemical reactions. They use these living lights to communicate, hunt, confuse predators, and find mates in the eternal darkness. Midnight Zone. The Midnight Zone, or Benthic Zone, stretches from 1,000 to 4,000 meters deep. No sunlight reaches these depths, creating absolute darkness. Temperatures stabilize around 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, and pressure increases dramatically to over 100 times surface pressure. This depth is also where the wreck of the Titanic and the remains of the Bathyscaphe OceanGate Titan are located. Food becomes extremely scarce. Most nutrients come from marine snow, a constant rainfall of dead plankton, fish waste, and organic debris drifting down from surface waters. Animals here have adapted extreme survival strategies: enormous mouths, expandable stomachs, and the ability to go months without eating. Giant squid inhabit these depths, growing up to 13 meters long. These legendary creatures remain largely mysterious, as they're rarely observed alive. The Midnight Zone contains some of Earth's most bizarre life forms, including vampire squid, anglerfish, and gulper eels. Abyssal Zone. Abyssal Zone, or Abyssal Zone, from 4,000 to 6,000 meters deep, the Abyssal Zone covers more of Earth's surface than any other habitat. Temperatures hover just above freezing, while pressure reaches 400 times greater than at sea level. The seafloor here consists of fine sediments that have accumulated over millions of years. This ooze contains the remains of countless microscopic organisms, creating vast underwater plains punctuated by seamounts and underwater mountains. Life persists even in these extreme conditions. Sea cucumbers crawl across the abyssal plains, processing sediments for organic matter. Dumbo octopuses drift through the water column with ear-like fins. Deep-sea fish have evolved transparent bodies and reduced bone structure to survive the crushing pressure. Abyssal plains experience the most stable conditions on Earth. Temperature, salinity, and pressure remain virtually constant year-round, creating environments that have remained unchanged for millions of years. Hadalpelagic Zone. The deepest ocean zone, extending from 6,000 meters to the deepest known point at 11,000 meters in the Mariana Trench. Named after Hades, the ancient Greek underworld, this zone represents Earth's final frontier. Pressure in deep ocean trenches exceeds 1,000 times surface pressure, equivalent to having 50 jumbo jets stacked on every square meter. Temperatures drop to near freezing levels. Amphipods, small shrimp-like creatures, have been found at the deepest points ever explored. These creatures have evolved specialized proteins and cellular structures to survive pressures that would instantly crush surface-dwelling organisms. Hydrothermal vents in deep trenches create oases of life. These underwater geysers spew superheated, mineral-rich water, supporting unique ecosystems that don't depend on sunlight. Ecological zones. Pelagic Zone. The open ocean water column, distinct from the seafloor Benthic Zone. This zone encompasses all the previous depth zones, but focuses on the water itself rather than the bottom. Pelagic organisms are either planktonic, drifting with currents, or nectonic, Swimming independently, blue whales, the largest animals ever to exist, spend their entire lives in the Pelagic Zone, migrating thousands of miles annually. Benthic Zone, the ocean floor itself, spanning all depths from shallow coastal areas to the deepest trenches. This zone includes everything from sandy beaches to abyssal plains to deep-sea trenches. Benthic communities vary dramatically with depth. Shallow benthic zones support coral reefs, seagrass beds, and kelp forests. Deep benthic areas host slow-moving scavengers and filter feeders that process the constant rain of organic matter from above. Hydrothermal vent communities, unique ecosystems that exist independently of solar energy. These underwater hot springs support life through chemosynthesis, where bacteria convert chemicals into energy instead of using sunlight. Giant tube worms, some reaching 8 feet long, have no digestive systems. Instead, they rely on symbiotic bacteria in their bodies to convert hydrogen sulfide into nutrients. Seamounts and mid-ocean ridges, underwater mountains and volcanic ranges that create unique deep-sea habitats. Seamounts often support endemic species found nowhere else on Earth, while mid-ocean ridges form the longest mountain chain on the planet. Oceanic Trenches, the deepest parts of the ocean, formed where tectonic plates collide and one slides beneath another. These underwater canyons can stretch for thousands of kilometers and reach depths exceeding 11 kilometers. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean contains the deepest known point on Earth, Challenger Deep, at 10,994 meters below sea level. If Mount Everest were placed in this trench, its peak would still be over 2 kilometers underwater. Understanding these zones reveals how Earth's largest habitat functions and why ocean conservation matters for planetary health. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.